Everybody, happy new year. Didn't expect to put out an update like this so quick into the new year, but of course, big news as US and President Trump capture the president of Venezuela over the weekend, along with the First Lady. So wanted to put this out quickly for you, just to give you an update on what that means for the long-term investments. Again, we've been pushing the diversification globally, different sectors, different assets, asset classes. So that continues, but we will look a little bit at what's going on and what this really means. Not really a pivot from the U.S. side of things, signaling that the U.S. wants to limit the Chinese encroachment and wants to secure some strategic assets and really reassert itself abroad globally as a superpower. So a big step there. We talk about oil. That's been a big piece of this. Now, oil is important, but you've seen the Canadian oil producers drop significantly today with the thought that potentially some of this Venezuelan heavy crude could replace some of the Canadian heavy crude. That's likely not going to happen in the short term. There is lots of talk of the US now investing a lot of money to access some of that heavy crude. But again, that's going to take a while. And prices on oil likely still going to be driven by OPEC plus. So we'll see how that turns out there. What are we really talking about? The focus here is Cuba. Venezuela has become a bit of a economic and energy lifeline for Cuba, but also for China and Russia. So the U.S. wanted again to get a hold on those strategic assets and really reduce the lifeline for Cuba and again into Russia and China. So China's been expanding its footprint in Cuba, which of course the US does not like. Telecom, ports, and intelligence capabilities much closer to the US than they probably want, with the energy flow increasing under US influence. They're going to put pressure on Cuba. Hopefully that'll intensify in the US minds anyway. And likely, if they can put that pressure on, the U.S. looking for a regime change to be the outcome there in Cuba. So we'll see how that goes. What does that mean here in Canada? It's likely a good thing on the trade front. U.S. is going to need their allies with them. Potentially, it gives us some chips to secure those trade talks a little bit more favorable in the Canadian terms if we can help reduce the issues or at least be on their side as they move forward with this pressure through Venezuela onto Cuba. That might allow those trade talks to go a little smoother in the Canadian direction. That 2026 CUSMA review, hopefully reducing the risk to Canada on the trade front. Bottom line, what does that mean for your investments? Nothing really changes as far as the mix goes. The global increase of diversification that we've been talking about and adding to the portfolio is going to be even more important. There's going to be deeper continental integration that we were talking about before with trade talks of countries outside of the US. That's likely going to continue. Probably going to be a lot of capital deployment across all of the Americas now, with US definitely signaling they're going to invest a lot in Venezuela. So some regional uncertainty. There's definitely going to be headline risk. Markets don't love the uncertainty, although positive, very positive today on the first day after this news. Uncertainty never a great thing in the markets, but overall long term still looking positive as long as you keep that diversified portfolio. Never too much in one country, too much in one sector, or too much in one asset class. So I'll leave that there. Like I said, lots more headlines. We'll put out more videos as needed. But as always, feel free to give me a call, send me an email, book a meeting. I'll be reaching out for annual reviews and 2026 planning and beyond in the near future. Take care, everybody.